So this is Morten from INKISH TV, and a very warm welcome to, I almost consider them friends, even we have never met. It's Wouter from the Netherlands, and it's Miki from Panama. And guys, congratulations. You just won the second prize in the European Hackathon organized by the VIGC. And I actually thought that you would be the winners. Did you think so too?
We were very happy with the project we came out with, and I still think it's amazing and has a lot of potential. But there were some serious teams as well there, so we're actually honored and surprised that we were in the top 3. Yeah.
Good. And Wouter, I understand that you are maybe a little bit in your relationship, maybe a little bit more the technical guy, right?
Correct.
So if you look at Shiprz, we're going to talk about Shiprz, what it is in a second, but if you look at Shiprz from a technical perspective, sometimes it's one thing is getting the good idea. Second thing is it possible at all to implement? So let's talk about the implementation for a second. Is that a difficult project?
To be honest, I don't think so. No, we have a lot of knowledge in print and in tech, like you said, and in my background in fintech as well. So I don't see it as very complicated. It's just hitting the right marks and connecting everything well together. We also do have the capacity with our team to build it. But we of course also have our priors with Imprimu.
Of course. And Miki, if you think of Shiprz, and again, before we talk about what Shiprz is all about, would you consider that maybe the biggest obstacle getting Shiprz to market is convincing all the different companies to implement the Shiprz API and opportunities into existing shipping solutions?
I think yes, but as in any company, you have to break it down into stages, right? And actually, funny enough, last week I was having a conversation with a big marketplace from the States, and I ended up speaking to them. We participated in VIGC, and they were like, "You're serious?" We were actually thinking about starting a project internal, right, for their e-commerce campaigns. So if a customer is ordering like a gift for a birthday, the label would say "and happy birthday" or something like that.
So that's a very similar way to see how you personalize the shipping label, basically, right?
Right, but they don't have the technology. So I think in every business, you have to really think what you're going to do first. And that's what it's about, execution, not only the idea, right? So I think the idea, it would be going more for internal marketplaces that are more in-house and then starting to open it up. And obviously, without having the OEMs on the side, this wouldn't make sense, right? So I think, and I think they're looking for solutions like this. Epson,
Let's talk about what Shiprz is, because maybe Miki, again, you start a little bit. What is Shiprz?
Okay, Shiprz. I actually have the presentation even open. I don't know if you can share it here or not.
No, I don't want to share. I don't want to share.
Really,
no.
Really, what it is giving a new tool for marketers to access end customers in a more efficient way. So, and how we do this is about making the label transpromo, right? So I remember probably 10 years ago when we were, implementing transpromo, how you say in English, billing for utilities, and then putting the ads and everything. And that's obviously finished because that's not printed anymore. But the label is an amazing opportunity to do transpromo. About a month ago, I was walking in the streets in New York, in the suburbs, and I don't know how it is in Europe, but in the States, you walk down the streets and you see boxes everywhere, and the labels are everywhere. And it's what we say always, right? The amount of time that a printed ad is seen versus a digital one has its advantages, right?
So just to put it very short, basically the idea is to help e-commerce customers save on shipping by subsidizing the shipping cost a little bit with having some paid advertising on it. That is
correct?
That is the sweet elevator pitch, right?
Yeah, it's a targeted ad on the labels that is sponsored by a partner that's looking to target the buyer, and the buyer just gets free or heavily discounted shipping.
And Wouter, when I looked at the presentation you gave at the hackathon, as far as I remember, it was even integrated to some of the online advertising services like AdWords and Facebook ads. I mean, is that just like a hot dream, or do you think that sometimes also some of the platforms would be interested in having a physical space for their marketing?
Yeah, I see that as a huge opportunity, because if we can provide like AdWords an extra source of data where they can display advertisement for customers that are within the correct targeting, then it's very interesting for them and also for companies. They already have the large data, right? So if we can connect to that, it would be awesome. Yeah.
I can't help think about, because I spoke to some friends about it, and we raised actually two concerns, and actually one of my friends were also a judge in the panel, so that was very convenient to talk to a friend about because I liked the idea with Shiprz a lot. But two things came to mind, and one thing is, let's say that I work for a printing company and want to ship something, right? I could imagine that some of my competitors would be really interested in targeting that specific package, and so it could actually be used as a competitiveness against myself and my own business. That was one thing. Another thing is also that if you look at typically on let's say AdWords, it's typical impressions or conversions or clicks that you pay for, and basically you buy them in bulks of thousands, and often the price per impression is so ridiculously low.
Yeah, I think Miki can answer the second one, and the first one, I think that's also about the technology, right? So it should be pretty easy to exclude your competitors. So that when you set up your advertisement campaign, or you ship something, or you are the shipper or the printer, then you should be able to add variables to the system where you can exclude or include certain keywords or tags or something, so to prevent that your competitor is using that platform. But as you can see on with click-through with clicks on Google, you will not prevent it 100% probably, but I think you can.
Can we make an agreement, Wouter? I was just thinking that when this goes live, can we have a little INKISH logo and a reference on all packages in the world? That would be helpful.
Yeah, for a good price, I think it's doable, Wouter, right?
Oh, yeah, because you have paid so much money to be on INKISH all the time. That's good, Miki. Now I know, my friends. Fantastic.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, a little discount. Okay, and the second thing I raised about the prices on e-AdWords, how do you see that, Miki?
No, I think it's a very good point you raise. Obviously, we have to take into consideration this is not a thoroughly thought business. There's, we still need to dedicate a lot more time to it. But the reality is, and that's something that we see in our business as well, even though we have very high click-through rates, a lot of the impressions that we pay for, nothing happens with it, right? Actually, the vast majority of it. So,
yeah, I'd say the conversion rates typically is between 2-3% max, right?
Well, we have over 11%.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
So
you're better.
Latin America is different, but no, it has to do with the market as well.
Oh.
But I think that print in general is a more dynamic medium because there's so many other things you can do with it, right? An online ad is just a few milliseconds there and it vanishes. Actually, Wouter's biggest background is in loyalty, so if you create some kind of QR code on a label and you have continued experience, or you force the user to, and here this is me thinking out loud now, you scan a QR code and you have to see a 20-second ad in order for the discount to apply. There's many things you can do to validate to make sure that the ad spend money is really well spent.
And I think, sorry, yeah, it's just a little delay. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing I was thinking about also as quite interesting with this one is basically since a lot of people will know what's actually in the box, who it's for, and maybe also some other kind of metadata can enrich that experience. Basically, you will be extremely targeted, even more targeted than you will be on the internet, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. And I think it's about creating a medium, right? Because you can really do so many things with it after. From the marketing side, from the reacher side, and so for the user side.
The idea was presented at the VIGC Hackathon, as we just mentioned in the beginning. Is this an idea that was invented for the event or during the event, or was it something that you have been thinking about for a time?
It was for the event. For the event,
okay. And if you look at now, you got this. I mean, it's never fun to be second. I know that. I know that you're both a fighter, so you wanted to be number one. But second is better than not getting a recognition at all. I was just wondering, is this a project that you believe you will execute at some point, because I mean it does also fit quite good into Imprimu, and I take that with the shipping thing it could be a limiting factor. So this might be something that you could use in your business right now, or is it just for fun right now?
I think it's more for fun. That doesn't mean it's discarded 100%. I think as entrepreneurs, it's always coming up with new ideas and cool things and cool business models, but also we have a responsibility to our investors, so we can't start daydreaming of things that we want to do. So unless there's like serious conversations happening with a big player like Epson with their corporate venture fund or something like that happening, then obviously it's not something that we're going to dedicate resources now, because it's not the correct thing to do towards our investors, right? So,
if you look at the hackathon as a model, and basically for those who don't know what a hackathon is, it's about having a extremely limited time to develop something from a very vague idea into some kind of presentation that can be presented to a jury, but also to an audience, right? That type of model, Wouter, it comes from the gaming industry, it comes from the hacking communities back in some years ago, basically. Is that something that the model itself, is that something that you believe that entrepreneurs, regardless whether you have a hackathon to fuel it, could be interesting to use as a tool for developing new ideas for your business?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we even sometimes within my loyalty business spend some time on it, on special ventures or special ideas, and it's always in the form of a hackathon. Sometimes only brainstorm sessions, sometimes for UI or UX, and the other time we even start coding. And from a lot of those ideas came small products or add-ons to our service. So I do believe in it because it makes your team think differently, but also step out of the normal flow, and then approach it from a different perspective, and then see really always a business model in mind. So that's very interesting. And that's what you see with Shiprz as well. From Imprimu, print and shipment, we came up with this idea which really related to each other, and which could be a very, very good product for us if it would be like a separate startup, or even a product if it would be large enough. Like Miki said, we need to focus now. But sometimes that makes it difficult as well, because the ideas in the hackathon sometimes are so cool that you want to start building them. And that's always my problem as a tech guy. Then in the night I start coding and I build something, and then you have a product. So that's I do see it as a great thing. Yeah.
I think also one of the things I consider myself as an entrepreneur also, and I think that one of the things that I like when you see innovative ideas, and I also believe that Shiprz is in that category, is the fact that the technology and the mindset behind it can often be utilized in many different applications. So it doesn't have to be on packages. It could be on merchandise. It could be on almost anything you could think of, right?
Correct.
Okay, that was maybe more statement. Gentlemen.
No, it's right.
It's right.
Sorry?
Actually, yesterday, and to add to what I said, yesterday I saw a term from Amazon that's not print on demand, but make on demand. And
That
it
makes
sounded
sense.
very interesting, and it's exactly what you're saying, right? It's how do you customize things, and I think print has a background for it.
Fantastic. You won €1,000, and that doesn't bring you a long way for a lot of things, of course, but it's an encouragement. So did you have a good dinner, or what did you decide to do with the money?
Buy a ticket.
We're still online, so yeah. No, I think that more than anything, more than the money, it's a recognition. It's as I said from the beginning, it's very nice and encouraging for us to be able to participate in an event that's happening so far away, and also with such high caliber. Like really, not to fluff it up, but it's really high, qualities, mentors and organization even from VIGC, and it's just nice even that we're so far away in a small country, in a small region in Latin America, to be able to connect to that. And that's the nicest, besides the money.
Last question, I think, Wouter. You and Miki, as we talked about, I think it was maybe before the camera was turned on, but we talked about that you live in the Netherlands and Miki in Panama. How difficult is it to operate a business with that? I mean, time zones and that distance. I mean, I take that you don't see each other every week, right?
No, correct. Yeah, it is challenging, and sometimes it takes a lot of effort from both of us, and we're already doing it for almost 3 years. And for me, it's a lot of working at night, to be honest, as well. But for Miki as well, sometimes he needs to be there at 6 a.m. with his coffee. And we're really open about that, and we plan our meetings correctly, and we know what to expect from each other, and that builds a really strong relationship. And therefore also the hackathon was so nice that it was in Europe this time, and that Miki had to be late or early.
My problem.
But no, for us, the world is really the playground. It's everyone says it, but for us, it's really there, right? Panama and the Netherlands and Europe. So
fantastic. Shiprz, Imprimu, Wouter, Miki, warm congratulations on your award, and always great to meet people that have great ideas. So once more, thank you for your time here, and congratulations.